How's it going, everybody? My cup of tea here, back in a reaction video, and we're finally back to continue the Journey to the West serial. My headphones, no. Yay, yay. I need to get new headphones, really. So, I apologize, it's been a while since we returned to the series, but I just finished watching the previous part, which was part 7, to catch myself up on what happened, which was basically, but she's gonna explain it, but which is basically Sun Wukong and the usual gang versus the 3 immortals in like a cool competition in which, you know, our heroes won. And so we're on to our next journey. Real quick before we start this video, I was reading this manga a few weeks ago called God Game. I like it a lot, it's really good. And Sun Wukong shows up because, you know, God Game, God, Sun Wukong. And I'm like, oh shoot, I'm glad I watched this series because I'm able to catch these references that he's doing. It was nice, I just wanted to bring that up. I'll have it somewhere up here. God Game. I think I got it right. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's stop talking. Let's get into this because it's been too long and I need more lore so I can be ready for Black Myth Wukong to come out. August 20, I think. I think it's August 20. But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Where's my cursor? There it is.
Last time on Journey to the West,
feels good to be back.
Tripitaka was once again abducted by a devious river-dwelling demon who was revealed to be the truant nephew of Ao Shun, the Dragon King of the West. With the help of the noble Prince Moang, the demon was defeated, and our heroes continued westward, only to find themselves fugitives in a Buddhist enslaving kingdom ruled by 3 powerful demons in the guise of Taoist immortals. With Monkey's help, Tripitaka passed their numerous tests and won over the fickle-minded
This was funny right here, this
demons
competition.
defeated, our heroes were free to continue their journey to the West.
Let's go!
So our heroes are trekking westward when their way is barred by... Let me just spin this wheel real quick. A huge river, easily 800 miles wide. Pretty sure that technically qualifies as an inland sea, but long story short, they're stuck. Surprise, surprise. They spot a town nearby and head over for help and quest objectives, and end up having dinner with these 2 rich old brothers who are very nice and don't even get butthurt when Pigsy single-handedly threatens to eat them out of house and home. But while the town may seem idyllic, we know what to expect from these things by now, and the truth eventually comes out. This region is ruled by the great king of miraculous power, a being who controls the weather and grants the town rain, but at a hefty price. Every year, the great king requires a sacrifice of 2 young children, one boy and 1 girl from one of the families in town. This year, it's the brothers' turn. And wouldn't you know it, despite their advanced age, they each managed to have 1 kid, and these delightful youngsters are their pride and joy, and also the only heirs they have.
That's
what a tragedy this is. After first suggesting that the men just use their immense wealth to buy 2 replacement children,
That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say. Yeah, just buy new children.
what a tragedy this is. After first suggesting that the men just use their immense wealth to buy 2 replacement children, Monkey remembers he's a good person now and volunteers to help out by taking the boy's place. He also volunteers Pigsy to replace the girl. And after a lot of complaining, Monkey and Pigsy disguise themselves as the children, and the townspeople carry them to the temple and run off. With a dramatic flourish, the great king appears, and unsurprisingly, he's a big scary demon. But for all his scariness, he's completely unprepared for how nonchalant Monkey is about this whole being sacrificed thing, and he gets so freaked out he goes after Pigsy instead.
Yeah, I don't expect everyone to storm heaven, but at least dress like you want to. At least one of you understands what's happening. Yeah, because Pigsy's like shocked, I think, yeah.
Nonchalant Monkey is about this whole being sacrificed thing, and he gets so freaked out he goes after Pigsy instead. Pigsy freaks out and changes back, walloping the Great King with his rake and knocking a couple fish scales off him, which makes the Great King freak out and run away. Pigsy and Monkey chase him, and when the demon figures out who he's really dealing with, he freaks out even harder and vanishes into the river. Pigsy and Monkey figure that between the scales and the river thing, he's probably a river demon, and if they defeat him, they might be able to find a way across. But that's a problem for after the victory party. With the kids saved and nobody dead, our heroes return to a rousing celebration of their badassery. But not everyone is celebrating, as off in the river, the demon explains to his demon buddies why he didn't bring any leftovers and recounts his daring escape. But this year might not be a total bust. He recognized Pigsy and Monkey as disciples of Tripitaka, who he's heard is so magically delicious and nutritious that he even would make them all immortal. But Monkey is so scary, and Pigsy too, I guess, that he's not sure he'll be able to get to Tripitaka at all. But one of the demons has an idea on that front, and with her help, the Great King begins hatching a plan. The next day, the gang wakes up to find the town blanketed in a beautiful layer of extremely unseasonal snow. This is very picturesque, but actually not good, because Tripitaka was hoping to borrow a boat to cross the river, and with the weather like this, a boat isn't going to do him any good. Plus, this journey is really starting to drag on. It's already been 7 or 8 years since Tripitaka first left for the West, and all this waiting is really getting to him. The old dudes try to cheer him up by serving him tea in their beautiful snowy garden, and Monkey calls Pigsy an absolute cretin for not recognizing the beautiful tranquility of a fresh snowfall. I guess you could call him an uncultured swine. But as they spend a beautiful afternoon drinking in the wonders of nature and also a bunch of tea, someone passing by outside loudly mentions that the cold snap has frozen the river solid, and that people are starting to actually walk across it to start their seasonal trade with the Western Kingdom of Women, an empire of only women that lives on the other side. Well, if the river's actually frozen all the way through, then they can just walk across, no need for a boat or a demon fight. So after first weatherproofing the horse...
But then you can like slip on the river and they can easily just destroy the river, and so, or the ice lake on the river, and then if they destroy it, you fall in the water, and then it's just all bad. Why don't you stand like this, or it'll catch you if you fall through the ice? How about I just jump across? How about you just slide them, Sun Wukong?
And a few lessons from Pigsy in safe ice traversal, our heroes set out along the frozen river and continue their journey westward. Or at least that's the plan. The demon smashes through the ice, and everyone but Monkey falls into the water. Pigsy and Sandy manage to retrieve the horse in their luggage, but Tripitaka is nowhere to be found, and with no better ideas, the gang trudges back to town to regroup.
There it is. I called it.
Monkey is certain that Tripitaka is still alive, so he tells the old men to take care of their horse and dry out their things, while he, Sandy, and Pigsy figure out how to get Tripitaka back. Unfortunately, Monkey is still no good underwater, so Pigsy carries him as they swim down to investigate. They find a massive underwater palace, and Monkey turns into a shrimp and sneaks in, finding Tripitaka alive and well, but stuck in a box, very unhappy to be stuck in a box, and lamenting his frankly terrible luck with rivers. Monkey scoots back out and suggests Sandy and Pigsy try to provoke the demon and lure him out of the water so Monkey can finish him off. You know, that strategy they've tried twice that has literally never worked.
What do you
never know,
mean?
maybe
It'll work
the
this
third time's
time.
the charm. So Monkey pops back to the surface while Sandy and Pigsy see about luring the demon out to play. But this time, the demon is actually prepared for a fight and brings out a very impressive-looking mace. He and Pigsy brag about their respective weapons.
Alright. Mine is stronger than dragon claws. Well, mine comes from the celestial jade pool. Well, mine can flip the oceans. Well, mine is hard to steal. Well, mine can. Alright. Y'all gassing up your weapons. Let's see how you work against. Oh no, they're gassing up the demon and Pigsy. Okay.
Weapons for a while until Sandy gets bored and attacks. They have a pretty sweet fight, and after a few rounds, Pigsy fakes defeat and runs for the surface. And when the demon follows, Monkey ambushes him.
It actually worked?
Planned. But the demon freaks out and does what he does best, aka run away, and he's not about to take that bait a second time, so they can't lure him out for another go. So, officially running out of ideas, Monkey decides to pay Kuan Yin a visit to see if she has any insights.
Going back to
But
Kuan
when he
Yin,
arrives at the Southern Sea, Kuan Yin's entourage nervously tells him that this maybe isn't a good time, since she hasn't left her room all day and specifically left orders not to be disturbed, especially by Monkey. Showing commendable restraint, Monkey waits a whole several minutes before bolting for Kuan Yin's private bamboo grove. That's where he finds Kuan Yin, still in her pajamas, with zero makeup, zero hairstyling, glumly weaving a basket out of bamboo. Ugh. That's a mood. Monkey has no idea what's going on, but he knows a bad day when he sees one, so he immediately backpedals and humbly begs Kuan Yin for help in rescuing Tripitaka. Kuan Yin tells him to wait outside, and this time Monkey actually listens. Nobody in her entourage is entirely...
I will listen too. She's having a really rough day. Hey, listen, I'm gonna back up. You got it, sis. Let you do what you gotta do.
Sure what's going on with her, but they can all tell that she seems really down and won't talk to anyone. Soon enough, Kuan Yin emerges with a completed basket, tells Monkey to follow her, and blasts off without even getting dressed. They arrive at the river, and Monkey tries to explain what's happening to the others, except since he doesn't actually know what's happening, he doesn't have much luck. Kuan Yin floats out over the river, drops her basket in the water, recites a spell, and then retrieves the basket, which now contains exactly one very confused goldfish. Then she tells Monkey to go save Tripitaka. But what about the demon? Everyone say hello. So yeah, it turns out the demon was actually Kuan Yin's beloved pet goldfish, which got powered up by listening to her lectures and decided to turn into a demon and start eating kids. She was very upset when she realized he was missing and dove straight into finding a way to get him back, which is why she was so unput together today. Because of a goldfish.
Hey, that goldfish.
Got beat up by a goldfish. With the boss demon out of the way, they easily rescue Tripitaka, and meanwhile, the townsfolk are so awed by Kuan, I woke up like this yin, that they all troop out to worship her and make a bunch of art about it. With Tripitaka unkidnapped and everything basically resolved, they still have to figure out a way to...
What about the other demon in the water? There's like two, right?
Cross the river, which is when a huge white turtle shows up. Apparently, he's the guy who actually owns this river, and with the goldfish gone, he's back in charge. As thanks for restoring his position, he carries the gang across the water himself, asking only that they give him some tips from the Buddha to help him finally shed his turtle shell and gain a human form. So with that fishy business sorted out, our heroes can continue on their journey to the west. And they do for a while. But the weather gets colder and the going gets harder, and eventually they run into a, let me spin this wheel here, huge mountain barring their way. It's not totally impassable, but it's very narrow and treacherous and probably full of scary wild animals, so everyone's a bit on edge. As they make their way through the mountain, they eventually spot some signs of life. A mansion and a cluster of houses nestled in one of the valleys. Tripitaka suggests they stop there to get some food and rest up. But unfortunately, but perhaps unsurprisingly, Monkey can see ominous dark clouds around the town and figures it's not worth the inevitable demon attack. Careful, he's learning. He convinces Tripitaka to stay put and let him go off and get them some food. Then he stops, comes back, draws a circle around Tripitaka with his staff, and tells...
Now, when I say don't go near the demon castle, Monkey, I worry you'll hear wait till Monkey is gone then go away. No, Tripitaka is definitely doing that. Either Tripitaka or Paisley is doing that.
Him not to step outside it. The circle will act as a ward and keep him safe from everything in the
Perfect
area
circles.
as long as he doesn't leave.
Perfect circles,
Tripitaka promises not to, and Monkey blasts off to find some food. But while Monkey's pursuit of munchies inevitably gets him into his normal level of shenaniganery, Pigsy, who else, gets cold and bored and starts trying to convince Tripitaka to leave. After all, how can a circle drawn on the ground protect them from anything?
You didn't watch
That's just
SpongeBob,
silly.
Pigsy.
Plus, Monkey's really fast, so it shouldn't be a problem for him to catch up to them, and moving around will help them keep warm. Tripitaka's convinced, and they leave the circle and make a beeline.
Tripitaka, you're so stupid. You're so stupid. Ah, I get it. You're so not stupid. You're gullible. You're so gullible, not stupid.
And for the spooky, ominous mansion.
Alright, what's about to
Pigsy
happen
heads
here?
inside to look around and finds the whole space deserted except for a very large skeleton in an upper room and 3 very shiny, warm vests. Pigsy grabs the vests and reports back, and Tripitaka is mortified that he desecrated a grave, but Pigsy reasons the dead guy's not about to complain, and he and Sandy put him on, which turns out to be a bad idea as the vests are enchanted and immediately tie them up. What? A trap? I can't believe it. So, unsurprisingly, this region is ruled by a demon, specifically the old and powerful single-horned rhinoceros king. And this whole place is a trap he set up. He has his minions cart the gang over to his cave and demands an explanation from Tripitaka, who apologizes for his disciples' rudeness and asks that they please be allowed to continue along their journey. But the demon's not exactly in the negotiating mood, since he knows if he eats Tripitaka, he'll regain his youth. But Pigsy brags that Tripitaka's absent disciple is none other than the Monkey King, which does make the demon hesitate, so he puts them in cold storage while he figures out what to do about Monkey. Speaking of whom, Monkey finds the circle empty, the suspicious demon in town gone, and the gang nowhere to be found. What a surprise. He follows the horse hoof prints for several miles without finding anybody and is starting to get seriously disheartened when a couple of travelers tell him that they saw his companions getting kidnapped by a very powerful local demon. Monkey's about to run off to find him when the travelers reveal that they're actually the local mountain gods and ask him to leave the bowl of rice with them for safekeeping. Monkey is pretty pissed they disguised themselves, but they point out that he is pretty dangerous to deal with on a bad day, which he acknowledges is fair. He's becoming self-aware. So Monkey starts searching for the inevitable demon cave and eventually spots a set of double doors in the mountainside guarded by a bunch of imps. He lands, knocks on the door, and orders the demon to come out and face him. Now, the demon is actually stoked about this because he's been craving a worthy opponent ever since he first descended to Earth. His imps bring him his lance and he goes to confront Monkey. They banter for a bit.
I see that. It's not a great stage. I'll be very impressed if you still feel that way in 5 minutes.
Demon accuses Tripitaka of stealing from him. Monkey insists that Tripitaka is way too much of a weenie to do something like that, and they fight. It's an epic battle, and they're just about evenly matched. And the demon compliments Monkey's strength from his infamous rampage through heaven. But clearly, the demon is not actually that interested in fighting fair, since he sends his army of imps to attack Monkey, who responds by tossing his staff in the air and magically multiplying it to bombard them all at once. But it turns out this is what the demon was waiting for. He pulls out a white jade ring and throws it into the air. The copies all shoot back into one staff, which then gets sucked into the ring and disappears. Now completely disarmed, Monkey's at a serious disadvantage.
Oh wow, that's a clutch weapon to have. I thought he can like copy. No, he stole your entire thing.
Has no choice but to run. The demon returns to his cave in triumph, and Monkey, in a bit of a daze, tries to figure out what to do next.
That's the second time he lost.
Snaps out of the funk when he remembers the demon mentioned witnessing his rampage through heaven, meaning he was there. So he must have originally been a celestial spirit. Since it's always good to know your enemy, Monkey jets up to heaven to politely ask if anyone up there can help him figure out who the demon is. He is a lot nicer when he doesn't have his staff. The Jade Emperor sets up an internal investigation, but can't find anyone missing, so he offers to send some gods to help Monkey fight the demon. Monkey's like, oh man, I mean, sick offer, but like, I kind of kicked all your asses 500 years ago. I don't know if you forgot, but like...
Picture this. You're sitting at home alone
picture
watching
this. You guys are trash, guys. You guys are trash. That's what this monkey is saying. Picture this. Y'all not gonna help me here. It's not gonna work. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Sun Wukong. They can help. I mean, you don't got a weapon, so you gotta do something at least. Having a weapon stolen is crazy work. And we're back.
I kind of kicked all your asses 500 years ago. I don't know if you forgot, but like, so if I couldn't do anything, I don't really know if any of you could. Oh, dude! Do you still have that really sassy 12-year-old? So Monkey grabs eternal 12-year-old Prince Nada and his long-suffering father, Devaraja Lee, plus an army of more generic divine soldiers and a couple of thunder squires to throw lightning at the problem. So Nada insists on going first, and he and the demon fight for a while before Nada switches into his three-headed, six-armed war form.
Okay, never mind. I'll take it back.
However, when he tosses his weapons into the air to multiply them, the demon pulls out the ring again, and all the weapons vanish. Nada runs for his life, and the thunder squires quietly thank their better judgment that they didn't try throwing their lightning too. They try and think of a weapon the ring couldn't suck up, and they think that maybe fire could work. So Monkey zips back up to heaven to conscript the help of the Star of Fiery Virtue, the god in charge of Mars, who turns out to be a mild-mannered bureaucrat who's significantly less powerful than the other warriors in play, but he's happy to help out if he can. This time, Devaraja Lee provokes the demon, and when he comes out to fight, the Star of Fiery Virtue unleashes an onslaught of flaming weapons and fire spirits, which are all sucked into the ring and disappear. Dang it. Guess that's what we get for relying on Steve from Heaven accounting. But
Okay, wow. What does this ring not? Maybe you gotta like throw a lot of things at it, and then the ring will just like blow up. Maybe that's the only way you can get past this ring. Because without the ring, that demon is useless. He's like, well, not useless, but they got the win.
He's not out of ideas just yet. This time he goes to the Dark Vastness Palace and conscripts the Star of Watery Virtue. Wielding a small white jade chalice, goes to the Dark Vastness Palace and conscripts the Star of Watery Virtue. Wielding a small white jade chalice containing half the waters of the Yellow River, the Star of Watery Virtue joins the fight. But when he unleashes the water into the cave, the demon uses the ring to reverse the water, sending the deluge down the mountain instead. Unfortunately, the Star of Watery Virtue can't put the water back, so they have to wait for it to drain away. And Monkey gets so dang frustrated, he storms up to the cave and demands the demon fight him hand to hand. The demon actually agrees, and they have a spectacular martial arts duel, which eventually escalates into a full-on brawl when the other gods and demons join in. Monkey also duplicates himself a bunch, but the demon uses the ring to vanish the copies, and the sides retreat to reevaluate their next moves. The gods compliment Monkey on his badassness and cool form, and Devaraja Lee says he's pretty sure Monkey is the better fighter. Without the jade ring, the demon can't win, so they should probably find a way to steal it. One of the Thunder Squires points out that Monkey is probably the best qualified person in the universe to steal something like that, considering how much stuff he stole from heaven back in the day. Guys, you're gonna make him blush. So Monkey turns into a fly and sneaks into the cave, past the demons, who are all having a big party, and finds a hall with everything the ring vanished in it. He can't find the ring itself, but that doesn't matter so much because he finds his staff, and is so stoked to have it back, he immediately smashes his way out of the cave in celebration. The demon and his army obviously chase him, and they battle for about 3 hours, but when the sun goes down, the demon calls for timeout, Monkey says no timeouts, and the demon bolts back into the cave. Everyone showers Monkey with compliments and praise, and he figures that now that the demon's all tuckered out, he can just sneak in and look for the ring on his own time. So Monkey turns into a cricket and sneaks into the cave, but when he spots the demon getting ready for bed, he notices a problem. The demon is wearing the jade ring on his arm. Monkey tries and fails to dislodge it, and eventually decides to do the next best thing. He goes back to the hall with all the weapons, reduplicates himself, steals all the weapons, frees all the fire spirits, and smashes his way out of the now burning cave, riding a fire dragon like the first-class badass he is. The demon is very...
Wait, why didn't he just save Tripitaka in the rest? He could just not like. Could he just take him out? But hey, listen, I'm here for more chaos. I'm here for more violence. I'm here.
Way out of the now burning cave, riding a fire dragon like the first-class badass he is. The demon is very unhappy that his cave is now super on fire, while the Divine Army is very happy to have all their weapons back. But in spite of how super cool that play of the game was, the demon still has the ring, and it doesn't take very long for him to use it to steal all their weapons back. Boo. So the heavenly host dissolves into arguing, blame-placing, and infighting, and Monkey finds himself living out his worst nightmare of being the voice of reason. So he decides that when all else fails, he should probably check in with the Buddha and see if he has any ideas. So
Buddha.
Monkey flies off to the Thunderclap Monastery and drops in on the man himself. Oh boy, nobody tell Tripitaka it's that easy. Buddha is kind of surprised to
wait a minute. Hold on now, wait a minute. You could just fly to Buddha? What's the point of the whole track then? I mean, I know story reasons why, but like, what? Okay.
Monastery and drops in on the man himself. Oh boy, nobody tell Tripitaka.
I really feel frustrated for some reason. Starting now.
Okay, it's that easy. Buddha is kind of surprised to see him there, all alone without Tripitaka and the others, and Monkey fills him in on the situation. Now Buddha figures out who the demon is pretty much immediately, but refuses to tell Monkey because he knows Monkey doesn't know how to shut up, and would instantly brag about how he learned the demon's true identity, and he just really doesn't want to deal with that right now. So instead, he has his 18 Arhats gather 18 grains of cinnabar sand to magically paralyze the demon. Monkey jokes around with the Arhats, who seem like pretty cool dudes, and they fly back to the mountain. Monkey goes to lure the demon out, but then the demon taunts him about how he's super gonna kill his friends, so Monkey drops the goofs and attacks him for real. The Arhats make their move and dump the sand on the demon, and it grows into a huge pile that threatens to bury him completely, until he uses the ring to make it disappear. Man, this guy sucks. Get it? Look, if I thought of it earlier, I would have said it earlier. But two of the Arhats tell Monkey that Buddha secretly told them that if the sand didn't work, Monkey should go and ask Lao Tzu for it. Monkey's cranky they couldn't just tell him that in the first place, but you know how Buddha does, so he jets off to go bother Lao Tzu. But as he's filling him in on the situation, he noticed something's missing from Lao Tzu's lab. His green buffalo is conspicuously absent. Apparently, he had one of those. And apparently, the lad guarding it thought eating a random elixir pill he found on the ground was a super good idea, and it knocked him out for a week straight, during which time the green buffalo escaped and headed to Earth to fulfill his dreams of fighting worthy opponents and eating monks. Searching the lab, Lao Tzu realizes his diamond snare is also missing, the thing he used to finally capture Monkey during his rampage through heaven. Apparently, that's the true form of the jade ring the demon's been using to steal everyone's stuff. Lao Tzu grabs his fan and storms off for a little disciplinary training. When Monkey and Lao Tzu arrive on the scene, the demon freaks out and hucks the ring, which doesn't work out so hot spot when Lao Tzu catches
he's
it with
caught
one
it.
hand. Then he swings the fan, and the demon immediately reverts to his true form, no problem. Lao Tzu leads the formerly demon, now just your
Boo
garden
says
variety
hi.
Queen Buffalo back to his lab. Monkey retrieves the weapons and rescues the others,
It's
no
that
problem.
easy.
And with that eventful trip
It's
down
that
memory lane all
easy.
sorted out, they are finally back on track to continue their journey to the west. Will Tripitaka's luck with mountains and rivers finally improve?
No.
Will Pigsy learn to stop being the inciting incident in every
Never.
episode? And what was that thing about an empire of only women? Find out next
Yeah, that's
time
what I want to
on
know
Journey
about.
to the
I
West.
want to know that. I need to know. Thank you, dog. I need to
Brian
know.
knows how.
What is that about? We need this. We, the world, me especially, needs to see the empire full of women in the next episode. Please. Please have this kid. Wow, it's crazy because Tripitaka was really Sun Wukong was really the voice of reason this entire episode. Most of the episode. Like, hey, don't leave the circle. That's bad. Hey, don't go into that mansion over there. It looks ominous. They just don't listen to him. They don't listen to Wukong. I don't understand. Like, as they keep going through their journey, it feels like Tripitaka is getting more and more gullible, and Sun Wukong is getting more and more logical. Like, what? Like, no. Like, he had a proper conversation with the Emperor, I think, when he, like, the Jade Emperor, I think he's called. And he asked him for help. He had a proper conversation, not like beating people up. The character work he's developing. The development is there, guys. But no, that was fun. That was fun. I'm glad to come back to watching the Journey to the West series. I do have to finish. Well, I don't think Overly Sarcastic Production is done like telling the entire story. But I will catch up to like the latest video in the series before Sun Wukong comes out, or Black Myth Wukong comes out, because I need my lore. I need to know more lore before I get into that game. Good video. Very good video. Very good time. Very good time. Well, at least Sun Wukong had a good fight until, the demon, the bull, used his ring to suck up his weapons and stuff. But besides that, good fights. Good fights. He had to call everybody. It was like, it was starting to look like Endgame. Marvel's Endgame. That's what it's starting to look like. I'm gonna call these people. We gonna show up. We gotta figure out a way to stop this man. But yeah. I'm gonna stop talking. Got some more videos I want to check out. So hope you enjoyed my reaction, and thank you for watching. My cup of tea is out of here. This is everybody. Will this darn horse finally be useful? Because there's only that one episode, was it part 5, that it actually turned into a dragon and did something. Other than that, useless. just staying there, just being useless.